Hello, Sagittarius. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here, Sag. I just want you to know that I do place timestamps in these readings. And so if you don't want to hear my bullshit at the beginning, my blah, blah, then please fast forward to the beginning of the reading. But for those of you who would like to listen to this blah, blah, Sag, welcome here. Thank you so much for clicking here. This is a bonus reading for you, Sag. I do these readings to say thank you for all the ways that you love me in the comments and your clicks and views. Thank you so much for all of that. I appreciate you. I'm here with just tarot. I'm going to read for the current energy or the future energy. I'm not going to go back there. Anything that shows up from the past, I will acknowledge it, but I'm just going to keep moving forward. We're not digging into anything from the past, my friend. If it shows up, it's my job to acknowledge it, so I will. All right, so here we go. And this is just for you, Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sagittarius, tell me what's coming up. What is the most important thing that Sag needs to know? My fire family. I am a Sag rising. So what does a Sag need to know? What's the most important thing that Sagittarius needs to know, please? Tell me about Sag. What's the most important thing that Sag needs to know? Well, thanks for coming out to my talk. I think we're just going to leave it right there. Some good stuff is coming. We should just stop where we're ahead though, huh? Yeah. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Look, when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's all about change, right? It's all about things that are happening as they should, when they should. It's all about being on the precipice of change. For some of you, it's about feelings or about love, possibly. But we'll keep reading and see what comes out. The Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius energy. It is ruled by Jupiter, of course, right? Abundance. That is your abundance. And it is also Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. It takes a long time to get to this place because we all know that things don't happen before they should, and sometimes we have to wait forever. And sometimes we cause those delays, and sometimes they're just delayed because of other things. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune here. You're in the precipice of change. You're at a turning point here, Sag. Tell me what's coming up for Sagittarius. Ooh, the King of Wands is in town. Maybe that's your energy, though, so take it as it resonates, feminine or masculine. This king is masculine leaning, but also has feminine energy, so it can be feminine or masculine energy. Tell me what else is going on here. We've got the King of Swords. Well, Sag, it seems to me that you have a decision to make here. Because honestly, you guys know that when I read, I don't always feel the kings or the court cards as separate people, because I'm more of an energy reader, right? So I read the energies, but I am getting two separate energies here, Sag. I'm getting the energy of the King of Wands, who is Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, possibly a fire sign, or someone who acts like a fire sign. We have somebody who is Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, or someone who acts in that way. So someone who is very highly intelligent, somebody who is sort of head over heart about the decisions that they make, very factual, honest, and truthful. This person is interested in finding the truth before anything else. And then we have the King of Wands, and that's the person who is the master of their domain, forged through fire. This person does things that make them feel passionate. They do everything with passion. You can never say no to this person, the Aries, because they're just going to put their head down and ram through the wall. Unfortunately, it makes them kind of even though they're a cardinal sign, they can be a little bit stubborn that way. But this feels like somebody who's not giving up. This feels like somebody who's thinking about the situation logically. So for some of you, it is two people that we're talking about here. So I feel like this Wheel of Fortune is moving forward and it's bringing change. And I feel like it's also bringing a decision-making process. It feels like the King of Wands is somebody who just will not let you go. That's what the King of Wands is. That person just is, don't tell me no. I'm going to take what I want. I'm going to get what I want because I never, ever give up. The King of Swords doesn't give up either, but the King of Swords is about deductive reasoning. I'm going to chart it. I'm going to find out what I have to do, how much velocity, how quickly do I have to go. This one is going to be doing it logically and with reason. And it's not to say that the King of Wands doesn't have reason, but sometimes when the King of Wands has passion in the eyes, sometimes the reasoning goes out the window. Tell me more about Sagittarius, please. This could be your energy. Take it as it resonates for you, right? We have the Moon energy, and we have the Nine of Cups. So ultimately, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is bringing in choices, which are going to lead to wish fulfillment. But I feel like, I'm going to say right now, Sag, I feel like I'm speaking or connecting with someone here who is actually single and happy at this time. I feel like you've built your happiness, though. I don't think anybody gave it to you. I don't think you depend on a +1 or dating somebody or going on a date. I don't think you depend on anyone else to bring you your happiness. I think you're just naturally and internally happy. I feel like you know how you got there because the King of Swords is with the Nine of Cups, but I also feel like you're very passionate about your happiness. And so therefore, I feel like you guard it possibly. We do have the Moon energy here, and I feel like what you don't see is that you're at a turning point. Things are about to change and move forward in a very abundant and good way. Things are about to grow. Divine timing is here, and something's about to change. But I feel like the Moon here, the Moon energy is something that you can't see through. It feels like it's cloudy, or it's foggy, or it feels like what you don't realize is that a cycle has come to an end and something else is about to begin, because moons are always about releasing things, right? And things that come full circle. And we just had a full moon in Leo, right? We just had a full moon in Leo on the 12th, just a few days ago, or a couple days ago. So we have the Moon energy here. We've got Cancer and Pisces energy. We've also got, as I said, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Tell me more about this, please. Why won't my card shuffle? Okay, there we go. Cards didn't want to shuffle. One more card here. Tell me more about Sagittarius. So whether this is a person or whether you are this person, something here is hiding itself in the Moon energy. And I feel it's that something is about to change, or you're on the precipice of something that is about to grow in a very abundant way here. We do have the Devil energy. So I want to say that although the Devil energy is here, I feel like you already are in your wish fulfillment stage. I don't think it depends on whether the King of Swords or the King of Wands shows up. But I feel like this Devil energy here is still a little bit of doubt in the back of your mind. I feel like you thought one of these people would show up, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you've decided that I'm just going to be happy on my own. I'm just going to be happy and single. And so maybe you've turned your back on these two, because the Nine of Cups is looking over at the Moon energy like, what? What do you mean I'm not seeing what's going on here? Like, it feels like there is something here with the Devil that's kind of obsessive. And if I had to guess, I would say that the obsession comes from the King of Wands, because they're right one, above the other. It feels like there is one person here who might be a little toxic, who might be obsessed with you, and the other person is somebody who I feel is very noble and very honest and very truthful and very matter of fact. Tell me about this King of Wands, please. Tell me about the King of Wands. Now, the thing is this, I feel like you'll be happy with either one of them, I'm just going to say, because you are the one that brings the happiness. This is your happiness. You don't depend on this one or this one to bring you happiness. You're already happy. So I feel like it doesn't matter which path you take. It is whichever one you decide. Tell me about the King of Wands. We've got the Page of Cups. So this one is the one that's going to surprise you. I feel like you're not expecting this one to show up. It feels like the King of Wands is the one who is going to surprise you. And I feel like the way they're going to surprise you is by confessing their love. That's what it feels like. This King of Wands is somebody who is going to tell you, look, I feel like there is a very deep and special connection here. I'm starting to feel it. So maybe the King of Wands is somebody that you've had feelings about for a while, but this person wasn't really on board or really didn't feel the same things until now. It feels like somebody is realizing, or things are changing, or they've changed their mind, or changed, their emotions have changed about you. And then we have the Five of Wands. So this person, I feel, is somebody who could be a Leo. We've got 6 wands. 6 of Wands is Leo. This is somebody who gets a lot of attention. They're very attractive. They probably have people following them around, whether they are feminine or masculine, a lot of people in the DMs. But I feel like this person is actually focused on you, because I feel like you're the person who made them feel something. Whether how little it is, it doesn't matter, right? You made them feel something. You made them feel like they still have an attachment to you. And I feel like I was saying at the beginning that this one might be the one who's obsessed with you. This one is the one that won't let you go. Tell me about the King of Swords, please. Oops, things are flipping. Hang on, hang on. too many. I'm just going to flip them back over. All right. Tell me about the King of Swords, please. Who is this? Tell me more about the King of Swords. We have the Hermit. This is the thinker. We've got the Four of Cups, and we have the Two of Cups. So it does feel like this one is also a soulmate. Look, I keep telling y'all we have many soulmates, right? You enlist them all in the ethers before you come here. You're like, okay, you, and you, show up, please. I need you two to show up to test me and help me to know which path I'm supposed to go on, the path of logic and reason or the path of passion. I don't think either path is wrong, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel that way. It just feels like you simply have a choice to make. So I feel like this King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra energy, is somebody who is quiet with you at this time. This is somebody who spends a lot of time by themselves, somebody who is a thinker. The Hermit energy is somebody who is, this person could be healing from something. We do have the healing light of the star in this lamp that the Hermit is carrying. And understand that the Hermit has minimal light that they're working by. They're really going by the grace of God, or their spirit is moving them forward. They're trusting that spirit knows which way to push them because it's dark all around them. So all they really have is their light, right? So it feels like this person is enlightened. And it doesn't necessarily mean this one isn't, but I think this one is sort of running on adrenaline or running on passion. And I think this one here is running on spiritualism. So I feel like the King of Swords is somebody who's quite spiritual, who thinks things out, somebody who requires alone time. They might be someone who meditates. To me, the Hermit is always shamanic energy. When we spend a lot of time by ourselves, with ourselves, we end up knowing ourselves the best. And so this person really knows themselves very well. Now, we do have the Four of Cups here. It feels like this person is somebody who I feel feels very comfortable you feel very comfortable in their energy, in their emotional energy. You feel very comfortable with them. They're a person who is go with the flow. I want to say it's very flowing conversation. They're not chasing you. They're not trying to get you to do things. And I don't think that the King of Wands is forcing you into anything, but I feel like the King of Wands is like moving quicker with desire and might be very handsy. I'm going to say this one is trying to woo you with their intellectual prowess. This one is very smart. This is the one that you'll be attracted to because they're very smart. And some people are like that. It's called being sapiosexual, when you're attracted to someone for their mind first, and then that makes them attractive on the outside, no matter what that looks like, right? So we do have 6 cups here. This is also a soulmate, and we have the Lovers. This is also a soulmate. So I feel like we do have 2 very different people here, and I feel like the King of Wands may come at you first. I'm going to say that's what it feels like, because you just don't see the King of Wands showing up, and I feel like either a text shows up because the Five of Wands is here. To me, the wands are always quick moving energy. This person wants the victory with you. They want the victory. They want to come back home. So when we look at 6 wands, it's someone who's been through a really hard life and someone who's finally stepping over the finish line to get victory or success. They are somebody who's been through a lot. And this person is probably a little bit rough around the edges, I'm going to say. But I feel like this is the person who's going to show up first, but I feel like they're showing up with very deep feelings. Tell me about this moon energy, please. We've got the 6 of Cups again. We've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Emperor. So this person is going to take charge of the situation. They are hoping for a long-term situation with the soulmate. I feel like this is someone that you've known for a very long time. This is probably someone that you've known for years. But I feel like possibly it's like the last 5 or 6 weeks that maybe you just got back in touch, or maybe the next 5 or 6 weeks is when you'll hear from them. Maybe for some of you, it's a month. But it feels like it's somebody that you already know, somebody who is an emperor. Now, the emperor is someone who's stable and secure, but it can be in many different ways. This person can be an entrepreneur, but maybe they are president of a company. Maybe this is just someone who is a single parent, a mother or a father, who is carrying everything, the mortgage, the house, the children, and maybe they're doing it all on their own. So the Emperor energy can be many things, right? But most of all, somebody who's in charge is going to take charge, and somebody who is the emperors are conquerors, right? Feels entitled to taking what they want, essentially. And that's the one I feel that you don't see. Maybe this is the surprise to you, because maybe you think that it's done and maybe you don't have feelings for them, but maybe they have feelings for you and they never dropped it. It could be that. Tell me why this, I feel like the King of Swords is the one who allows you to, I feel like this person is somebody who likes to be with you, likes to be around you, likes your energy, and you like theirs. Because you're in the Nine of Cups, they're in the Six of Cups. So I feel like this is, while this is a very intellectual connection, I feel that you two feel very comfortable in each other's energy, and it's different than being in fire energy. It's more like go with the flow energy. This person is more about being the knight in shining armor. This one is the one who pulls out the chairs and opens the door, and this one's very attentive. They're very much attentive to the details. So I feel like this person is currently having a breakthrough about you. It feels like they're having a realization or a breakthrough that they could be very happy with you because you're already happy without them. They're somebody who's looking at different things, while the King of Wands is maybe looking at, this is the kind of passion, throw around passion that I want for the rest of my life. The King of Swords is looking at this like, I really want to share in the happiness of Sagittarius. So I feel like there's a breakthrough that this person is going through, and I feel like it's that they want to pursue something romantic with you. Is what it feels like. Tell me about the devil, please. Why is the devil here? We have the Four of Wands, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. All right, so things are going to speed up as we move into the future here is the first thing I want to say. I do feel that I feel like this could be you, right? The King of Wands could be you, or it could be a person who's coming at you. Take it as it resonates for you. But I feel like this King of Wands has a fear of commitment. I feel like this is a person that possibly you had started something with, or they started something with you, and it just went dead. It stopped in its tracks. And I feel like somebody pulled back their energy, the High Priestess. So I feel like your energy might be the High Priestess energy because Sagittarius is quite psychic, but you may have pulled your energy back from them. And I feel at one time, possibly, you really felt like this soulmate connection could lead to something that was really good. Like I feel like the Four of Wands is happiness, it's passion, it's let's amalgamate our families under one roof, and I feel like you felt like that at one point. Now I don't know that you still don't feel like that, but it feels like it's moved from the Four of Wands to the Five of Wands, which is hesitation and indecision, going to the Six of Wands, which is okay, now I've changed my mind, now I want you back in my life again. I feel like for some reason your intuition told you to stop, pull back your energy. It's time for us to just look over things before we move any further. And I think that once things stopped, they just never moved again. Well, I think that things are about to speed up, but I feel like for if you are the King of Wands, then I feel like you are the person who is the Emperor, and you are the person who is probably going to be doing the pursuing with something that you feel is meant to be. And so I feel like for others of you, it could be the King of Swords that you're looking at here. Tell me what happens with the Wheel of Fortune, please. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? What's moving in a fortunate direction? King of Pentacles, you're going to be settling down with somebody, with one of these people. Maybe you are one of these people, but if this is a choice between two, a fire sign and a fire sign and an air sign, possibly an earth sign now, it feels like this is one of these people is somebody you'll be settling down with. We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. It's the one that I'm going to say you're reconnecting with. So it feels like the one that did not leave you out in the cold. There is one of them that left you out in the cold and one that did not leave you out in the cold if you're choosing between two. I feel like if you are the one who is the King of Wands, that I feel like you are reconnecting to somebody, and that person that you're reconnecting to after a time is somebody that you're going to end up settling down with. We do have the Fool. Yeah, you're going to open the door and say, okay, let's give this a shot. So, I mean, it's different for all of you, but take it as it resonates for you. What is the outcome here, please? We've got the Five of Swords, we've got the Judgment card, and we've got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So somebody's choosing you. And the Seven of Cups in the reverse is that for me. It's like I'm no longer confused. I'm choosing you. I'm making a decision here. Five of Swords is you're going to be deciding on the one who is not giving you pushback. So what I mean by that is it's the one that you're on the same page with. It's the one that you feel comfortable with, the one that isn't going to, the one that you have, do not have the fundamental differences with. So it's going to be the person who's probably the person who's going with the flow, the person who is probably looking at things in a logical way. But I feel like it's not going to be the one that you have the fundamental differences with if you're picking between two. So it does feel like with the Virgo and Pisces energy here, it feels like somebody is choosing you, and will you be choosing them? I feel like you're going to take it away and think about it, because I feel like one of these people is somebody that you know from before, and I feel like you really have to think about it. That you were losing hope that anyone was going to show up, and then all of a sudden two people show up. And so, yeah, it feels like you're going to have to make a choice. So we do have Aries energy. I did speak about, oh, by the way, I'm just going to say before I say that, we do have three kings here. The only one that's missing is the King of Cups. So I feel like you're being very stoic. You have not decided, that you're keeping it to yourself for a bit. It feels like the Two of Swords is telling me, I got to take this away and think about it for a moment, because I'm feeling a little defensive. I never thought this was going to happen, or that I'd have to make this choice, but it feels like you are going to have to make this choice. So it feels, the energies I should tell you about are Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, more Aries, Gemini. We have Cancer and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. We have Aquarius over here, Pisces and Virgo, and Capricorn energy here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. You are about to change cycles. So the Nine of Wands is like, I've been waiting forever. That's what all this ivy is about, right? Ivy grows when things are sedentary for too long, like castles and things like that. When things are sedentary for too long, that's when ivy grows. And so it seems like you've been at the Nine of Wands for a while, feeling like the wounded warrior, feeling like something's got to change from here. Well, here it comes. Something's changing. A new door is opening here, and you're going to be reconnecting with someone that you haven't seen for a while. That person wants to settle down. I'm going to leave that right there for you, Sag. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.